Chapter number 3, Meeting of Board and its Powers. Test your knowledge. Question number 1, Part 1. What is the procedure to be followed when a board meeting is adjourned for want of quorum? And second part is, how is resolution by circulation passed by the board or its committee? Answer का part 1 is section 17 174 section 174 subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013 provides that if a board meeting could not be held for want of quorum, then unless the articles otherwise provide, the meeting shall automatically stand adjourned to the same day in the next week at the same time and place, or if that day is a national holiday, till the next succeeding day, which is not a national holiday, at the same time and place. Part 2 is the resolution by circulation passed by board or its committee. So answer to this is, the Companies Act 2013 permits a decision of the board of directors to be taken by means of a resolution by circulation. Board decision. Board's approval can be taken in two ways: one by a resolution passed at a board meeting, and the other by means of a resolution passed by circulation. In terms of section 175 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013, no resolution shall be deemed to have been duly passed by the board or by a committee thereof by circulation unless the following provisions have been complied with. The resolution has been circulated in draft together with the necessary papers, if any. The draft resolution has been circulated to all the directors or members of the committee as the case may be. The draft resolution has been sent at their addresses registered with the company in India. Such delivery has been made by hand or by post or by courier or through prescribed electronic means. Rule 5 of the Company's Rules 2014 provides that a resolution in draft form may be circulated to the directors together with the necessary papers for seeking their approval by electronic means, which may include email or fax. Such resolution has been approved by a majority of the directors or members who are entitled to vote on the resolution. Majority से vote होना चाहिए. However, if at least 1/3 of total number of directors of the company for the time being require that any resolution under circulation must be decided at a meeting, the chairperson shall put the resolution to be decided at a meeting of the board instead of being decided by circulation. अगर 1/3 of total number of directors चाहें कि रेजोल्यूशन और सर्कुलेशन से नहीं करना, मीटिंग में ही करेंगे इसको, तो जो चेयरमैन है वो उसको पुट करेगा रेजोल्यूशन में, और उसके बाद वो रेजोल्यूशन में ही, मतलब वो मीटिंग में ही होगा, रेजोल्यूशन से नहीं होगा. Third point, a resolution that has been passed by circulation shall have to be necessarily noted in the next meeting of the board or the committee as the case may be, and made part of the minutes of such meeting. ठीक है, ठीक. Question number 2. Mr. P and Mr. Q, who are directors of CTEC Limited, informed the company about their inability to attend the board meeting because the notice thereof was not served on them. Discuss whether there is any default on the part of CTEC Limited and the consequences limited. हाँ, कि 7 दिन पहले आपको नोटिस देना पड़ेगा कि आप मीटिंग कंडक्ट करवा रहे हो, नहीं तो जो भी बिजनेस डिसीजंस होंगे वो वैलिड नहीं होंगे, वाइड हो जाएंगे. Under section 173 subsection 3 of the Companies Act 2013, a meeting of the board shall be called off by giving not less than 7 days notice in writing to every director at his address registered with the company, and such notice shall be sent by hand delivery or by post or by electronic means. Section 173 subsection 4 further provides that every officer of the company whose duty is to give notice under this section and who fails to do so shall be liable to a penalty of 25,000 की पेनल्टी लगा देंगे उस ऑफिसर पे जिसको नोटिस देना था. In the given case, as no notice was served on Mr. P and Q, who are the directors of CTEC Limited, every officer responsible for such default in serving notice shall be punishable with fine of 25,000 as required by section 173 subsection 4. Neither the Companies Act nor the Companies Rules 2014 lay down any specific provisions regarding the validity of a resolution passed by the board of directors in case notice was not served to all directors. We shall have to go to the provisions of Companies Act 2013, which clearly provide for the notice to be sent to every director. The Supreme Court in case Parameshwari Prasad versus Union of India has held that the resolution passed in board meeting shall not be valid since notice to all directors was not given in writing Hence, even though the directors concerned knew about the board meeting, the meeting shall not be valid and resolution passed thereat shall also not be valid. Parameshwari Prasad versus Union of India. Question number 3. A director goes abroad for a period of more than 3 months and an alternate director has been appointed in his place under section 161 subsection 2. During the period of absence of the original director, a board meeting was called. In this connection, with reference to the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, advise who should be given the notice of board meeting, that is, original director or the alternate director? Alternate director, because he is holding that place right now. So, answer 3 is according to section 161 subsection 2 of the Companies Act 2013. ये ऑल्टरनेट डायरेक्टर की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे, इसलिए 161(2) लगाया है. एडिशनल डायरेक्टर होता है 161(1). Section 161(2) of the Companies Act 2013, the Board of Directors of a company may, if so authorized by its articles or by a resolution passed by the company in general meeting, appoint a person, not being a person holding any alternate directorship for any other director in the company or holding directorship in the same company, to act as an alternate director for a director ड्यूरिंग हिज एब्सेंस फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ नॉट लेस देन 3 months फ्रॉम इंडिया. कम से कम 3 महीने से ज़्यादा के लिए बाहर जाना चाहिए और 12 महीने से कम. अकॉर्डिंग टू सेक्शन 173(3) of a meeting of the board may be called by giving at least 7 days notice in writing to every director at his address registered with the company, and such notice shall be sent by hand delivery or by post or by electronic means. There is no legal proceedings whether the notice of the meeting is to be sent to the original director or the alternate director, but as a matter of prudence, such notice may be served to both the alternate director as well as the original director who is for the time being outside India. दोनों को देना पड़ेगा, सिर्फ एक को देने से काम नहीं चलेगा. Question number 4. Examine with reference to the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 whether notice of a board meeting is required to be sent to the following person: interested director, a director who has expressed his inability to attend a particular meeting, a director who has gone abroad for less than 3 months. तीनों को देना पड़ेगा. Answer number 4 is notice of board meeting, interested director. Section 173 subsection 3 of the Companies Act 2013 makes it mandatory that every director needs to be given proper notice of every board meeting. It is immaterial whether director is interested or not. In case of an interested director, notice must be given to him even though in terms of section 184 he is precluded, 184 subsection 2, he is precluded from participation, that is engaging himself in discussion or voting at the meeting on the business in which he is interested. Next is a director who expressed his inability to attend a particular board meeting. In terms of section 173(3), even if a director states that he will not be able to attend the next board meeting, notice must be given to that director also. Third point, a director who has gone abroad. A director who has gone abroad is still a director. Therefore, he is entitled to receive notice of board meeting during his stay abroad. The Companies Act 2013 allows delivery of notice of meeting by electronic means also, that is through email. The factor carries weight because the Companies Act 2013 permits a director to participate in a meeting by video conferencing or any other audio visual means also, in addition to physical presence. Question number 5. Out of the powers exercisable by the board under section 179 of the Companies Act 2013, the board of MN Limited wants to delegate the power to borrow monies otherwise than on debentures to the managing director. Advise whether such delegation is possible. Would your answer be different if the delegation is made to the manager or any other principal officer, including a branch officer of the company? एक बार और पढ़ते हैं क्वेश्चन. आउट ऑफ द पावर्स एक्सरसाइजेबल बाय द बोर्ड अंडर सेक्शन 179 of the Companies Act 2013, the board of MN Limited wants to delegate the power to borrow monies otherwise than on debentures to the managing director. Advise whether such delegation is possible. Would your answer be different if the delegation is made to the manager or any other principal officer, including a branch officer of the company? Answer to this is under section 179 subsection 3 of the Companies Act 2013, the board of directors of a company shall exercise his following powers on behalf of the company by means of resolution passed at a meeting of the board to make calls on shareholders in respect of money unpaid on their shares. To authorize buyback of securities under section 68, to issue securities including debentures whether in or outside India, to borrow monies, to invest the funds of the company, to grant loans or give guarantee or provide security in respect of loans, to approve financial statement and the board's report, to diversify the business of the company, to approve amalgamation, merger or reconstruction, to take over a company or acquire a controlling or substantial stake in another company, any other matter which may be prescribed, provided that the board may, by a resolution passed at a meeting, delegate to any committee of directors, the managing director, the manager, or any other principal officer of the company, or in the case of a branch office of the company, the principal officer of the branch office, the power specified in clause D to F on such condition as it may specify. In respect of a company covered under section 8, section 8 वाली कंपनी के केस में क्या होगा, which has not committed a default in filing its financial statement under 137 or annual return under section 92 with the registrar, the matters referred to in clause D, E and F of section 179 subsection 3 may be decided by the board by circulation instead of a meeting. This modification is permitted by notification as amended by notification dated 13 June 2017. From the foregoing provisions, it is clear that the board of MN Limited shall be perfectly in order if it delegates the power to borrow monies under clause D of section 173(3) to the managing director or to the manager or any other principal officer. तो क्या क्या है, to make calls, shall exercise the powers of board on behalf of the company by means of resolution. जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स हैं वो कंपनी के बिहाफ में ये सब पावर्स एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. रेजोल्यूशन पास एट अ मीटिंग ऑफ द बोर्ड. क्या करना है, कॉल करना है शेयर होल्डर से पैसा, बायबैक करना है सिक्योरिटीज़ को सेक्शन 68 में, इशू करना है सिक्योरिटीज़, डिबेंचर्स इशू करना है इंडिया में और आउटसाइड इंडिया, मनी बोरो करना है, इन्वेस्ट करना है फंड, लोन देना है, गारंटी देना है, सिक्योरिटी देना है किसी लोन के अगेंस्ट में, अप्रूव करना है फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स और बोर्ड रिपोर्ट को, डाइवर्सिफाई करना है बिजनेस को, अमालगमेशन मर्जर रिकन्स्ट्रक्शन अप्रूव करना है, टेक ओवर अ कंपनी और एक्वायरिंग कंट्रोलिंग सब्सटैंशियल स्टेक, एनी अदर मैटर विच मे बी प्रिस्क्राइब्ड. तो ये सब काम आप रेजोल्यूशन से कर सकते हो और कमिटी ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स को डेलीगेट कर सकते हो ये काम. और सेक्शन 8 में क्या है कि विच हैज़ नॉट डिफॉल्टेड एंड, तो उस केस में मे बी डिसाइडेड बाय बोर्ड बाय सर्कुलेशन इंस्टेड एट अ मीटिंग. सेक्शन 8 में रेजोल्यूशन और सर्कुलेशन से भी कर सकते हो, मीटिंग में जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Question number 6. Advise the board of directors of Spectra Papers Limited regarding validity and extent of its powers under the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 in relation to the following matters. First, buyback for the first time the shares of the company up to 10% of the paid up equity share capital without passing a special resolution. Delegation of powers to the managing director so that he can invest surplus funds of the company in the shares of some other companies. Advise the board of directors of Spectra buyback for the first time the shares of the company up to 10%. 10% तो अलाउड है, उसके लिए स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन की भी ज़रूरत नहीं होती. डेलीगेशन ऑफ पावर टू मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर सो दैट ही कैन इन्वेस्ट सरप्लस फंड्स ऑफ द कंपनी इन शेयर्स ऑफ सम अदर कंपनीज. ये कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. आंसर नंबर 6 दिस. According to section 179 subsection 3, the board of directors of a company shall exercise the power to authorize buyback of securities under section 68 on behalf of the company by means of resolution passed at meeting of the board. According to section 68 subsection 2, no company shall purchase its own shares or other specified securities unless the buyback is authorized by its articles. A special resolution has been passed at a general meeting of the company authorizing buyback. However, nothing contained in this clause shall apply to a case where the buyback is 10% or less of the total paid up equity capital and free reserves of the company, and such buyback has been authorized by the board by means of a resolution passed at its meeting. From the foregoing provisions, it is clear that in case a company for the first time resorts to buyback of its own shares when the buyback is limited to 10% of its paid up share capital, a special resolution will not be required if such buyback has been authorized by the board by means of a resolution passed at its meeting. Thus, the board of directors of Spectra Papers Limited is empowered to buy back the shares because the buyback is limited to 10% of the paid up share capital by means of a resolution passed at a board meeting. Second part is according to clause E, section 179, subsection 3, the board of directors of a company shall exercise the power to invest funds of the company on behalf of a company by means of resolution passed at the meeting of board. The board may, under proviso to section 179, subsection 3, delegate the power to invest the funds of the company through a board resolution passed at a duly convened board meeting. However, the investment in shares of other companies will also be governed by a specific provision contained in section 186 subsection 5, according which no investment shall be made or loan or guarantee or security given by the company unless the resolution sanctioning it is passed at a meeting of the board with the consent of all the directors present at the meeting and the prior approval of the public financial institution concerned where any term loan is subsisting is obtained. Thus, a unanimous resolution of the board is required. Further, section 186 does not provide for delegation. Hence, the proposed delegation of power to the managing director to invest surplus funds of the company in the shares of company in some other company is not in order. Thus, a unanimous resolution of board is required. You are लगता है इसमें. Further, section 186 does not provide for delegation. 186 power provide नहीं करता delegation की. Hence, the proposed delegation of power to the MD to invest surplus fund is not in order. No resolution passed at the meeting. Thus, a unanimous resolution of the board is required. स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन से नहीं होगा. जो अपना केस था उसमें इन्होंने क्या पास किया था, डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ पावर्स मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ द शेयर्स, वैलिडिटी ऑफ पावर्स, मतलब बताना पड़ेगा कि यूआर लगेगा इसमें. Question number 7. An audit committee of a listed company constituted under section 177 of the Companies Act 2013 submitted its reports containing the recommendations in respect of certain matters to the board. The board, however, did not accept the recommendations in the light of the situation, analyze whether the board is empowered to not to accept the recommendations of audit committee. If so, what alternative course of action would the board resort to? According to section 177 subsection 8 of the Companies Act 2013, the board report shall, under the provisions of section 134(3), which is laid before the general meeting where the financial statements of the company are placed before the members, disclose the composition of audit committee, and where the board has not accepted any recommendations of the committee, the same shall also be disclosed along with the reasons thereof. Reason के साथ बताना पड़ेगा कि क्यों नहीं accept कर रहे. Hence, the board is empowered not to accept the recommendations of the audit committee, but only under genuine circumstances supported by legitimate reasons for non-acceptance. The second point is, if the board does not accept the recommendations of the audit committee, it shall disclose the same in its report, board's report, under section 134 subsection 3, which is placed before the general meeting of the company, ताकि general meeting में लोगों को पता रहे कि इनने क्यों accept नहीं किया. Question number 8. MNC Limited, a company whose paid up capital was 8 crore, has issued right shares in the ratio of 1:1. The said company is listed in Mumbai Stock Exchange. Whether the company is required to appoint any audit committee, and if yes, draft a suitable board report to appoint an audit committee covering the aspects as provided in the Companies Act 2013. Has issued right shares in the ratio of 1:1. The said company is listed with Mumbai Stock Exchange. Whether the company is required to appoint audit committee, and if yes, suitably draft a board's resolution to appoint audit committee. Under section 177 subsection 1, Audit Committee of the Companies Act 2013, the Board of Directors of listed public company and such other class or classes of companies as may be prescribed shall constitute an audit committee. Therefore, MNC Limited, being a listed company, will be bound to constitute an audit committee under the Act. Further, under section 177 subsection 2, the audit committee shall consist of a minimum of 3 directors with independent directors forming a majority. 3 directors with independent directors forming a majority. Further, majority of members of audit committee, including its chairperson, shall be persons with ability to read and understand the financial statements. The draft board resolution for the constitution of an audit committee may be as follows. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions contained in section 177 of the Companies Act 2013 and the applicable clause of listing agreement with the Mumbai Stock Exchange, an audit committee of the company be and is hereby constituted with effect from the conclusion of this meeting, with member as under Mr. B independent director, 6 लोग अपॉइंट किए, 4 independent directors हैं. Further resolved that the chairman of the committee, who shall be independent director, be elected by the committee members from amongst themselves. Further resolved that the quorum for a meeting of the audit committee shall be the chairman of the audit committee and 2 other members other than managing director. Further resolved that the terms of reference of audit committee shall be in accordance with the provisions of section 177 subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013. Further resolved that the audit committee shall conduct discussions with the auditors periodically about internal control system, the scope of audit including observations of the auditors. Further resolved that the audit committee shall review the quarterly and annual financial statements and submit the same to the board and with its recommendations if any. Further resolved that the recommendations made by audit committee on any meeting relating to financial management, including the audit report, shall be binding on the board. However, where such recommendations are not accepted, 5 मिनट आगे कर देना. Further resolved that the company secretary of the company shall be the secretary to the audit committee. Further resolved that the chairman of the audit committee shall attend the annual general meeting of the company to provide any clarifications on matters relating to audit as may be required by the members of the company. Further resolved that the board's annual report to the members of the company shall include the particulars of the constitution of the audit committee and the details of non-acceptance of any recommendations of the audit committee with reasons therefor. Question number 9. The balance sheet of last 3 years of PTL Limited contain the following information and figures. Paid up capital, general reserve, credit balance in P&L, debenture redemption reserve, securities, premium, secured loans. तो अलग क्वेश्चन है भाई. बैलेंस शीट दिया हुआ है 3 साल का PTL का, इन्फॉर्मेशन दिया हुआ है पेड अप कैपिटल का, जनरल रिजर्व का, क्रेडिट बैलेंस इन P&L, प्रॉफिट दिया हुआ है, डिबेंचर रिडेम्पशन रिजर्व दिया है, सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम दिया हुआ है, secured loans दिया हुआ है. On going through other records of the company, the following is also determined. Net profit पता चला as calculated in accordance with the provisions 12,50,000, 19 लाख, 34,50,000 और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में तो उससे कम ही है हर बार. In ensuring board meeting scheduled to be held on 5th September 2019, among other items of agenda, following items are also appearing: to decide about borrowing from financial institutions on long-term basis, to decide about contributions to be made to charitable funds. Based on above information, you are required to find out, as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, the amount up to which the board can borrow from financial institution and the amount up to which the board of directors can contribute to charitable funds during the financial year 2019-20 without seeking approval in general meeting. अच्छा, इनको चैरिटेबल फंड में पैसा देना है, तो उस केस में क्या करेंगे? उसके लिए प्रॉफिट्स दिए हुए हैं पूरे. Answer number 9. Borrowing from financial institution. As per section 180 subsection 1 clause C of the Companies Act 2013, the board of directors of a company, without obtaining the approval of shareholders in a general meeting, can borrow money, including monies already borrowed, up to an amount which does not exceed the aggregate of paid up capital of the company, free reserves and securities premium. Such borrowing shall not include temporary loans obtained from the company's bankers in the ordinary course of business. Here, free reserves do not include the reserves set apart for specific purpose. Since the decision to borrow is to be taken in a meeting to be held on 5th September 2019, the figures relevant for this purpose are the figures as per the balance sheet as at 31st March 2019. According to the above provisions, the board of directors of PTL Limited can borrow, without obtaining approval of the shareholders in a general meeting, up to an amount calculated as follows: paid up capital, general reserves being free reserves, credit balance in PNL 10 lakh रुपए, debenture redemption reserve. This reserve is not to be considered since it is kept apart from specific purpose of debenture for only for debenture redemption. Securities premium 2 lakh, aggregate paid up capital, free reserves and securities premium total हो गया 1,37,00,000. Total borrowing power of the board of directors of a company, that is 100% of the aggregate paid up capital, free reserves and securities premium. कितना है? पूरा टोटल वही है, 1,37,00,000. लेस अमाउंट ऑलरेडी बोरोड है, सिक्योर्ड कैपिटल 30 लाख लिया हुआ है. अमाउंट अप टू विच बोर्ड कैन फर्दर बोरो विदाउट अप्रूवल ऑफ शेयर होल्डर्स इन जनरल मीटिंग इज 1,07,00,000. 100% ऑफ ले सकते हो आप. Second point was contribution to charitable fund. As per section 181 of the Companies Act 2013, the board of directors of a company, without obtaining the approval of shareholders in a general meeting, make contribution to genuine charitable and other funds up to an amount which in a financial year does not exceed 5% of its average net profit during 3 financial years immediately preceding the financial year. 5% of 3 financial years immediately preceding the financial year. According to the above provisions, the board of directors of the PTL Limited can make contribution to charitable funds without obtaining approval of the shareholders in a meeting, up to an amount calculated as follows: net profit for the years दिए हुए हैं, टोटल किया, डिवाइड बाय 3 किया, उसका 5% निकाल दिया, 1,10,000 रुपये. Hence the maximum amount that can be donated by the board of directors of PTL Limited to a genuine charitable fund during 1920 will be limited to 1,10,000 रुपये, and the said donation shall not require seeking of approval from shareholders at a general meeting. ठीक है. और एग्रीगेट पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल में जो एक स्पेशल रिजर्व्स होते हैं वो नहीं आते, बाकी जो फ्री रिजर्व, सिक्योरिटीज़ प्रीमियम और पेड अप कैपिटल है उसको ऐड कर देंगे. उसका 100% तक आप बोरो कर सकते हो without shareholders approval. Section 180 subsection 1 C. The board of directors of a company, without obtaining approval of shareholders in a general meeting, can borrow amount money, including money already borrowed, up to an amount which does not exceed the aggregate of paid up capital of the company, free reserves and securities premium. Such borrowing shall not include temporary loans obtained from the company's bankers in the ordinary course of business. Here free reserves do not include the reserves set apart for specific purpose. ठीक है. और उसमें से बोरोड जो ऑलरेडी बोरोड है उसको माइनस कर देंगे. ये था 2017 वाला पकड़ा था इनने, है ना. डिबेंचर रिडेम्पशन रिजर्व, सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, सिक्योर्ड लोन्स, ये 2019 वाला पकड़ा था. 30 लाख ऑलरेडी है यहाँ पे, तो माइनस कर दिया था. क्वेश्चन नंबर 10. फॉलोइंग डेटा रिलेट्स टू प्रिंस कंपनी लिमिटेड. ऑथराइज कैपिटल 100 करोड़, पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल 40, जनरल रिजर्व 20, डिबेंचर रिडेम्पशन रिजर्व 10, प्रोविजन फॉर टैक्सेशन 5, सिक्योरिटीज़ प्रीमियम 2, Loan long term 10 crore, short term creditors 3 crore. Board of directors of the company, by a resolution passed at its meeting, decided to borrow an additional sum of 90 crores from the company's bankers. Being the company's financial advisor, you are required to advise the board of directors regarding procedure to be followed in this respect. Procedure बताना है. Borrowing by the company, section 180 of the Companies Act 2013. As per section 180 subsection 1 clause C of the Companies Act 2013, the board of directors of a company, without obtaining the approval of shareholders in a general meeting through a special resolution, can borrow the funds, including funds already borrowed, up to an amount which does not exceed the aggregate of the paid up share capital, free reserves and securities premium. Such borrowing shall not include temporary loans obtained from the company's bankers in ordinary course of business. Free reserves do not include reserves set apart for a specific purpose. According to the above provision, the Board of Directors of Prince Limited can borrow without obtaining approval of shareholders in a general meeting up to an amount calculated as follows: paid up capital plus general reserve being free reserves, DRR को हटा देंगे, स्पेशल रिजर्व है, सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम ऐड करेंगे, टोटल हो गया 62 करोड़. तो टोटल 100% ऑफ द एग्रीगेट ऑफ पेड अप कैपिटल कैन बी is the borrowing power, that is 62 crore. Already borrowed amount is 10 crore, so 52 amount up to which the board can further borrow without approval of shareholders in general meeting special resolution is 52. In the present case, the director of Prince Limited, by a resolution passed at its meeting, have decided to borrow an additional sum of 90 crores from the company's bank. Apparently, the proposed borrowing will be beyond the powers of board of directors. The management of Prince Limited therefore should take steps to convene the general meeting and pass a special resolution by the members in the meeting as stated in section 180 subsection 1 clause C of the Companies Act 2013. Then only the proposed borrowing of 90 crore rupees will be valid and binding on the company and its members. In case of private companies which have not committed a default in filing their financial statements under section 137 or annual return under section 92 with the registrar, section 180 shall not apply. In case of private companies which have not committed a default in filing their financial statements, shall not apply notification this. Question number 11. One of the object clause of Memorandum of Association of Info Company Limited conferred upon the company power to sell its undertaking to another company with identical objects. Company's articles also conferred upon directors, whereby power was conferred upon them to sell or otherwise deal with the property of the company. At an extraordinary general meeting of the company, members passed an ordinary resolution for the sale of its assets on certain terms and authorized the directors to carry out the sale. Directors refused to comply with the wishes of the members, whereupon it was contended on behalf of the members that they were the principals and directors, being their agents, were bound to give effect to their members' decision. Examining the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, answer the following: whether the contention of members against the non-compliance of members' decision by the directors is tenable, whether it is possible for the members to usurp the powers which by the articles were vested in the directors by passing a resolution in the general meeting. Answer number 11. Power of board. In accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 as contained in section 179 subsection 1, the board of directors of a company shall be entitled to exercise all such powers and to do all such acts and things as the company is authorized to exercise and do, provided that in exercising such power or doing such act or thing, the board shall be subject to the provisions contained in that behalf in this act or in the memorandum or articles or in any regulation not inconsistent therewith and duly made thereunder, including regulations made by the company in general meeting, provided further that the board shall not exercise any power or do any act or thing which is directed or required, whether under this act or by the members or articles of the company or otherwise, to be exercised or done by company in general meeting. Section 180 subsection 1 of the Companies Act 2013 specifies the power which the board of directors of a company shall exercise only with the consent of the company by a special resolution. Clause A of section 180 subsection 1 defines one such power as the power to sell, lease or otherwise dispose of whole or substantially the whole of the undertaking of the company or where the company owns more than one undertaking of the whole or substantially the whole or any of such undertaking. Therefore, the sale of the undertaking of a company can be made by the board of directors only with the consent of members of the company, accorded by passing a special resolution. Even if the power is given to the board by memorandum and articles of the company, the sale of the undertaking must be approved by the shareholders in general meeting by passing a special resolution. Therefore, the correct procedure to be followed is for the board to approve the sale of the undertaking, clearly specifying the terms of such sale, and then convene a general meeting of members to have the proposal approved by a special resolution. In the given case, the procedure followed is completely incorrect and violative of the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. The shareholders cannot, on their own, make out a proposal of sale and pass an ordinary resolution to implement it through the directors. The contention of the shareholder is incorrect in the first place, as it is not within their authority to approve a proposal independent of the board of directors. It is for the board to approve a proposal of sale of the undertaking and then let the members to approve by it a special resolution. Accordingly, the contention of the members that they were the principals and the directors as their agents were bound to give effect to the decisions of the members is not correct. Further, in exercising their powers, the directors do not act as agent for the majority of members or even for all the members. The members therefore cannot by resolution passed by a majority or even unanimously supersede the powers of directors or instruct them how they shall exercise their powers. The shareholders have, however, the power to alter the articles of association of the company in the manner they like, subject to provisions of the Companies Act 2013. अच्छा आंसर है ये वाला. Power of Board. In accordance with the provisions of Companies Act 2013 as contained in section 179 subsection 1, Board of Directors of a company shall be entitled to exercise all such powers to do all such acts and things as the company is authorized to exercise and do, provided that in exercising such power or doing such act or thing, the board shall be subject to the provisions contained in that behalf in this act or in the memorandum or articles or any regulation not inconsistent नहीं होना चाहिए memorandum articles और act से और regulation से जो भी made हो देयर under regulations made by the company in general meeting में जो बनाए गए provided further that the board shall not exercise any power or do not act or thing which is directed or required whether under this act or by the members or articles of the company or otherwise to be exercised or done by the company in general meeting. Section 180 subsection 1 of the Companies Act specifies the power which the board of directors of a company shall exercise only with the consent of the company by special resolution. Clause A, section 181, 180 subsection 1 defines one such power as power to sell, lease, otherwise dispose of the whole or substantially the whole of the undertaking of the company, or where the company owns more than one undertaking, the whole or substantially the whole of such undertaking. Therefore, sale or of undertaking of a company can be made by board of directors only with the consent of members of the company, accorded by passing a special resolution. Even if the power is given to the board by memorandum and its articles of the company, the sale of the undertaking must be approved by the shareholders in general meeting by passing a SR. Therefore, the correct procedure to be followed is for the board to approve the sale of the undertaking, clearly specifying the terms of such sale, and then convene a general meeting of members to have the proposal approved by a special resolution. In the given case, the procedure followed is completely incorrect and violative of the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Shareholders cannot on their own make out a proposal of sale and pass an ordinary resolution to implement it through the directors. The contention of the shareholders is incorrect in the first place, and it is not within their authority to approve a proposal independent of the board of directors. It is for the board to approve a proposal of sale of the undertaking and then let the members to approve it by a special resolution. Accordingly, the contention of members that they were the principals and the directors as their agents were bound to give effect to the decisions of the members is not correct. Further, in exercising their powers, the director do not act as agent for the majority of members or even for all the members. The members therefore cannot by resolution passed by a majority or even unanimously supersede the powers of directors or instruct them how they shall exercise their powers. The shareholders have, however, the power to alter the articles of association of the company in the manner they like subject to the provisions of Companies Act. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वाला है, ये बोर्ड रेजोल्यूशन ड्राफ्ट करना है, वही है ये ऊपर भी पढ़ा था अपन ने क्वेश्चन। रिजॉल्व दैट परस्यूएंट टू सेक्शन 177 ऑडिट कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करना है। क्या क्या होगा उसमें, 6 मेंबर्स होंगे, 3 होने चाहिए मिनिमम डायरेक्टर्स, मेजॉरिटी शैल बी इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर्स। Further resolved that chairman of the audit committee shall be elected by its members from amongst themselves and shall be an independent director. Further resolved that quorum of a meeting of audit committee shall be 3 directors other than managing director, out of which at least 2 must be independent directors. Resolved further that the audit committee shall perform all functions laid down in section 177 subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013, including but not limited to make recommendation for appointment, remuneration and terms of appointment of the auditors of the company, review and monitor the independence and performance of auditors of the company and the effectiveness of the audit process. Further resolved that the audit committee shall review the quarterly and annual financial statements and submit the same to the board within its recommendations if any. पार्ट 2 में लिखा है रूल 6 कंपनीज मीटिंग स्टेट दैट एवरी लिस्टेड कंपनी and a company covered under Rule 4 of Companies Appointment and Qualification of Directors Rules 2014 shall constitute an audit committee. Rule 4 prescribes the following classes of companies to constitute an audit committee 177 किस किस को बनानी है। पब्लिक कंपनीज हैविंग पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल 10 करोड़ रुपए, टर्नओवर 100 करोड़, एग्रीगेट बोरोइंग 50 करोड़ and hence in this case the turnover shall be 100 crore or more, capital S is 10 crore or more. According to section 177 subsection 5, the audit committee is empowered to powers of audit committee again call for comments of the auditors about internal control system, scope of audit including the observation of the auditors, a review of financial statement before their submission of the board, discuss any related issue with the internal and statutory auditors and the management of the company. It is power empowered to audit committee. खत्म ये वाला चैप्टर।